Hi friends, I am Advocate Namish Nigotia and you are watching my YouTube channel Legal Advice for Everyone. Friends, in this video, I would like to discuss the concept of cruelty. What is cruelty? Where it is defined under Hindu Marriage Act? What are the types of the cruelty? What is the difference between mental cruelty and physical cruelty? And what are the relevant, most important case laws, citations of the Honorable Supreme Court with respect to the cruelty? When court used to consider the cruelty and what are the parameters to consider the cruelty, in this video we would like to discuss. Before I proceed further with the video, I would like to request that if you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe my channel, and if you like my videos, do like it and share it. Friends, the cruelty is defined under section 13(1)(1)(a) of the Hindu Marriage Act. I would like to read section 13(1). Any marriage solemnized whether before or after the commencement of this act may, on a petition presented by either of the respondent or the wife, be dissolved by a decree of divorce on the ground that the other party, then 1A, has, after the solemnized of the marriage, treated the petitioner with cruelty. From this section, we can gather the definition of the cruelty, and that can be cruelty, which is a ground of dissolution of marriage, may be defined as willful and unjustifiable conduct of such character as to cause danger to life, limb, or health, bodily or mental, or as to give rise to a reasonable apprehension of such a danger, either to cause danger or to give such a reasonable apprehension to cause danger. Now, cruelty is of two types: mental cruelty and physical cruelty. Physical cruelty I need not to explain. You all know very well that when one spouse assault other spouse physically, it is known as the physical cruelty. Mental cruelty sometimes more dangerous. What is the mental cruelty? In many judgments, the following principles has been laid down to ascertain whether the cruelty has been caused to the spouse or not. And I would like to read these parameters. Number one is the physical violence on the spouse. Of course, it is a physical cruelty. Having affair or committing adultery with not just the spouse knowledge but even publicly accepting it. It is an example of mental cruelty. Then, denial of fulfilling of marital obligations which includes sexual intercourse. Supposingly, one husband or wife denies the marital obligation, and sexual intercourse is also a marital obligation. So if either spouse denies that or other marital obligation denies this is also an example of mental cruelty. Then abusing spouse and his/her family members in front of others. This is also an example of mental cruelty. Supposingly, one spouse always abuse without any reasonable cause to his or her spouse or family members without any reason in front of others, then it causes a lot of tension and depression, and it is a mental cruelty. Marriage in that circumstances, in my view, can't be sustained. They can't live happily if it happens regularly. So it's a great cause of mental cruelty. Then levying false allegations of adultery on the spouse. It happens frequently nowadays. It's a time of internet, it's a time of WhatsApp, it's a time of Facebook, it's a time of other electronic media. So what happens that many times the spouse does not have the actual physical relationship, but from the WhatsApp chat it gathers that he or she does have the relationship with others. Sometimes it may be only chat for the purpose of amusement, but it gathers that he or she has a relationship or extramarital affair. And this is also one of the reasons of mental cruelty. Then the other is compelling the spouse to leave all the jobs and to depend upon the spouse. Supposingly, wife is earning, but it is not tolerable to the husband because of the ego of the wife, and he compels to her wife to leave the job. This is also an example of mental cruelty. And demoralizing the spouse by every means, this is also an example of the mental cruelty. Then not disclosing any fact or incident of an acquired sexually transmitted disease while they are already into marital life, and the list goes on. Supposingly, one spouse acquired some disease which is transmissible, like AIDS, which the other spouse cannot accept the intercourse or the marital obligations if the other spouse is having the AIDS, and it is not if the spouse is not communicating to the others that now I'm suffering with AIDS. So it is also a mental cruelty. Now question arises, how to draft the application on the ground of cruelty for seeking divorce, where to file. So we would like to learn the drafting of the divorce petition on the ground of cruelty. While started drafting, you have to mention first the name of the family court under which the spouse are living or last resided or having the jurisdiction. Then name of the applicant or petitioner, name, father's name, husband's name and address, versus the name of the spouse, respondent, name, father's name and address. Then they have to start drafting from the date of marriage, that as per Hindu rituals, our marriage has been solemnized on such and such date. We have started living together as the married couple. Then the spouse has started treating me as with cruelty, and also specified the date and events when the cruelty has been caused upon the spouse. These should be in chronological order. Then type of cruelty, whether it's a physical or mental or both. Then also state the circumstances, that in these circumstances it's extremely difficult to obey the marital obligations and to live together. That's a very relevant and important aspect. You have to plead specifically that because of these circumstances, because of the mental cruelty and because of the physical cruelty regularly caused by the spouse, now the petitioner cannot fulfill the marital obligation, cannot live together in the same matrimonial house. Then you have to mention jurisdiction as per section 19 of the Hindu Marriage Act. And thereafter, the petitioner has to seek the relief that the degree of divorce may be granted on the ground of the cruelty. Now, I would like to discuss the most important case laws and citations decided by the Honorable Supreme Court. And of course, we would like to start from Dastane versus Dastane. It's a very classical example of the mental cruelty, and the case has been decided by the Honorable Court in the year 1975, 19th March 1975. What happens in this case? The wife used to abuse the husband and her family and his family members. What she used to tell, that the whole Dastane family should go to hell. The father of the husband has written a book. So what she told, that this book should be burned into ashes. Then what she told, that these are the examples of the mental cruelty. The whole Dastane family should be ruined. She also tell like that the whole family of the husband should be utterly ruined. So this is a classical example of mental cruelty, and almost in all the law books it has been quoted. Other important case is the cruelty by husband upon wife, and the citation is Shobha Rani versus Madhukar Reddy, and it has been decided by the Honorable Supreme Court on 12th of November 1987. Husband and his parents used to demand for dowry every time from the wife. It is also an example of mental cruelty. In these circumstances, if a regular demand of dowry comes from the husband and his family, it's really difficult to survive for the wife. And the next and very important is again cruelty caused by the wife upon the husband. Case citation is Srimati Mayadevi versus Jagdish Prasad. Honorable Supreme Court has decided on 21st of February 2007. What happened in this case? The wife does not used to provide food to the husband and 3 kids. The wife demand money for her parents from the husband. The wife used to treat to the husband that she will falsely implicated them in the case of dowry. So it's a classical example of mental cruelty. And last citation I would like to discuss in this video is again Supreme Court case, again mental cruelty caused by the wife upon the husband, and the case name is Suman Kapur versus Sudhir Kapur. What she did abortion of 2 children without the knowledge and consent of the husband. So it's also an classical example of the mental cruelty caused upon the husband. So I would like to sum up this video. I think you might have learned the concept of the cruelty and what is mental and physical cruelty. And I think you also appreciate the citations I have submitted in this video. Thank you so much, friends.